Rain ticked softly down the glass window of your small apartment as your 5 years old son Minjay curled up beside you on the couch, clutching his favorite plush tiger. You gently tucked a blanket around his legs as his sleepy eyes blinked at the cartoon playing on TV. Your hand brushed his soft brown curls, the same ones his father had. A bittersweet smile crossed your lips. Yoma, he yawned. Will you pick me up early tomorrow from school? Of course, sweetheart, you said, softly kissing his forehead. I will always be there. But tomorrow was going to be a long day. You had just gotten a new job, a desperate mayor after months of searching, and the irony was cruel. You would be working at Jeon Corporation under CEO Jeon Jungkook. Your ex-boyfriend, the man who broke you 3 years ago, the man who didn't know he had a son. Flashback. 6 years ago, Jeon Jungkook had been inseparable. He was not a CEO then, just a passionate man with big dreams and even bigger ambition. You supported him through everything, even when he missed dinner days to attend investors' meetings. But success changed him. He became cool, distant, always busy. The warmth in his eyes slowly died. And then one night, in the middle of a thunderstorm, he ended things without a clear reason. Let's pick a wine, he had said, flatly not meeting your eyes. I don't love you anymore. You had begged him to tell you the truth. You had screamed and cried, but he remained silent and cold, and the next day he was gone. You found out that you were a week later. You tried calling him, but his number was changed. You went to his apartment. He had moved out. His secretary wouldn't let you near him, so you raised your son alone, promising yourself you would never let Jungkook back into your life. Present day, you took a deep breath as you stood in front of the massive glass building of Jeon Corporation wearing a simple white blouse and navy skirt. You walked into the lobby with a confident smile, though your heart was racing. The receptionist handed you a visitor badge. 11th floor, CEO's assistant will meet you there. You nodded and stepped into the elevator, each floor taking closer to your past. When you arrived, a sedate looking woman in her 40s handed you a clipboard. Miss Fine, he will be reporting to me and occasionally to the CEO directly, she said curtly. He doesn't tolerate mistakes, so be precise. Understood, you said, and then the doors behind you opened and in walked Jeon Jungkook. Tall, impeccably dressed in black suit, sharp jawline, cold eyes, the same face that haunted your dreams. His gaze flickered toward you and stopped. For a long second he stood, and then he walked past you without a word. You exhaled slowly. This was going to be harder than you thought. The first meeting. You sat in conference room with other employees taking notes during a product briefing. Jungkook stood at the front flipping through slides explaining the upcoming merger. His voice was calm, controlled, and powerful. But once, just once, his eyes met yours, and for a flicker of a second, something shifted in his expression, confusion, maybe even guilt, but it was gone too quickly. After the meeting, as you gather your files, his voice called out. Miss Fine, my office now. Your finger froze the room when silent. Everyone stared. You followed him upstairs. The moment the door shut, he turned. What are you doing here? He asked, tone sharp. I'm working, he replied, voice even. Like everyone else, I didn't hire you. Your as I did. I didn't ask for special treatment, he jackled. Is this some kind of game, Game? You laughed bitterly. No, Jungkook, I don't have time for games. I have responsibilities now. He pushed, something flickering in his gaze again. You look different. So, do you? Colder? He didn't reply. Don't worry. You said quietly, I don't want anything from you, and you walked out, leaving him alone in the silence. 3 weeks later, you had to bring Minji to the office after school. His babysitter had cancelled last minute and you couldn't afford to miss a meeting. Sweetheart, just stay here in the lounge and color, okay? You whispered to Minjay, holding him crayons and a sketch pad. He nodded obediently. Okay, Uma. You kissed his forehead and rushed into the meeting room, but fate had other plans. Jung walked out of his office minutes later, phone to his ear when he saw the small boy sitting in the lounge area, legs dangling off the chair, doink. He frowned. Hey, he said sharply, what are you doing here? This is a workplace, not a daycare. Minjay flinched. His eyes widened. I'm waiting for my mom. I don't care. Jungkook snapped. Who let you in here? This is not a playground. Minjay stood up, voice trembling. I am sorry. I will be quiet. Go, wait outside or tell your mother to pick you up. You can't loiter here. Tears fell in Minjay's eyes. Please don't shout, I'm sorry. And just then the conference door opened. You stepped out and froze. Minjay? Your voice broke through the hallway. You ran to a demon scooped him in your arms. Baby, are you okay? He clung to you, shaking. He shouted at me. You turned furious. Jungkook, what the hell? He is snared. You know him. Your voice trembled. He is my son. Silence. He stared. Your son? You nodded. Yes, the one you just yelled at for sitting quietly. You looked at Minjay, then back at you. You have a kid. You meet his eyes, calm but breaking inside. Yes, he took a step forward, his voice suddenly lower. How old is he? You didn't answer. Wine, he whispered. How old is he? You salad hard. 5. His face went pale. 5? You nodded slowly. That's just exactly, he said at Minji again, the brown eyes, the nose, the jawline, just like his. He staggered back, his breath catching. Is he mine? Jungkook stood frozen as your words echoed in the hallway. Is he mine? He asked again, his voice barely above whisper. You pressed Minji closer to your chest, his small hand still shaking, as he sniffled into your shoulders. I asked you a question, Jungkook said more firmly this time, stepping forward. Answer me, Vine. He looked up at him, those same dark brown eyes filled with confusion and disbelief. Yes, you said quietly, he is yours. Silence. Jungkook stared at the boy in your arms like he was seeing a ghost. His hands were clenched tightly by his side, his chest rising and falling fast. Is this really mine? He murmured. You had my child and you never told me. You glared. You disappeared. Jungkook, you made sure I would never find you. I called, messaged back, but you had already erased me from your life. He chuckled. You should have tried harder. Tried harder? You laughed bitterly. I was alone, scared, and pregnant. I waited outside your buildings in the cool rain for hours only to be pushed away by your new secretary. His face twisted in guilt. I didn't know you were trying to reach me. Because you didn't want to be found, you snapped. You were done with me. You were too busy claiming your empire to care about the woman you abandoned. Minjay whispered softly, burying his face in your shoulder. Baby, he whispered, rocking him gently. It's okay, Mama's here. Jungkook stepped forward slowly. Can I talk to him? You backed away instinctively. No, not now. He is scared. Thanks to you. His face fell. Later that night, you sat beside me in Jay's bed, watching his chest rise and fall as he slept. But your own heart felt like it was bleeding. A knock echoed from the front door. You knew who it was. You opened it and there stood Jungkook, no suit, jacket, sleeves rolled up, hair disheveled, his eyes red. "I'm not here to fight," he said softly. "Please, can I come in?" You hesitated, then stepped aside. He walked in and stood in the living room looking around at the modest apartment, the toys on the floor, the family photos, the tiny shoes by the door. "You raised him alone?" he asked, voice heavy. You nodded. Yes, every scrap knee, every fever, every birthday alone." His voice cracked. I had no idea. "No," you whispered, "because you never stayed to find out." Flashback 6 years ago. "I don't love you anymore." That was the last thing he said before disappearing, but now he looked at you now with different eyes. "When I lied to you back then," you froze. "What? I never stopped loving you," he admitted, voice saying, "I left because my father threatened to destroy you if I stayed. He said he would ruin your life, your family, your career. He had power, real power. I thought that if I walked away, you would be safe." "You just have, and you didn't think I deserved to know the truth? That maybe we could fight it together?" "I was scared. I thought I was protecting you." "You were not," you snapped. "You broke me, you left me shattered, pregnant, alone, and now you expect forgiveness because you feel guilty?" Tears spilled down his cheeks. "No, I just want a chance to be in my son's life." The next day, you watched nervously from the bench outside Minjae's school as Jungkook bent down to talk to him. "I'm sorry, I yelled at you," he said gently. "I didn't know who you were." Minjae looked up with big, curious eyes. "Why do you look like me?" Jungkook smiled sadly. "Because I'm your appa." Minjae blinked. "Really?" Jungkook nodded, tears in his eyes. "Yes, really." The boy hesitated, then walked forward and hugged him. Jungkook clutched him tightly, his body shaking. "I'm so sorry, Minjae. I should have been there since the beginning." You turned away, hiding your tears. A few weeks later, Jungkook started visiting often, taking Minjae to the park, reading bedtime stories, buying books and clothes. Minjae adored him, but you still had scars.